right, let's get down to it. Um, this is the Cowboy Talk Show. My name is Lawrence C. Thomas, and thank you all for watching. Today, we're going to talk about the aspect of the Cowboys and who are they trying to go with and this sort of thing. Far as the draft is concerned, like I say, my expectations for is for the Cowboys to go out and draft a running back with the first pick. The running back is Ezekiel Elliott. I've been on his fanfare for a while now, with the expectations of kind of sort of like this. We got the Mercedes Benz of a car out there, or Ferrari of a car, if you want to be precise, as far as the offensive line. One can argue the fact that actually Dez Bryant would be the transmission, Tony Romo would be the skilled driver that's driving the car. The offensive line, of course, is the engine. The framework of the car, or the body aspect, would be the offense entirely and the defense collectively. Uh, Last year, we fell into a trap of thinking that anyone can run behind the line, and thus born the Randall kid, who was just a misstep, a bad choice, a bad person to go with collectively, and it kind of bit us in the rear end, if you know what I'm saying. So this year, what I hope that can happen, or what I hope that will happen, would be the aspect of us just going out and getting a legitimate running back who can suffice, or who can push through the muds and be able to extend Tony Romo's career. I think that wholeheartedly Ezekiel Elliott will be that type of guy running behind this offensive line. Now, one can argue and lament the fact that we should go out and grab a defensive player like Jalen Ramsey's of the worlds, or Miles Jack. Now, granted, I won't be upset or mad or pissed off if we go with a Miles Jack or Jalen Ramsey, but I will be mad if we go out and grab Joey Bosa. I don't think that he's the player that the Cowboys need in that uniform. For a chance, I do know that he probably can shore up the running defense. He could be a good run stop on the defensive side. But in the largelyhood, if you look at everything, what the Cowboys need is a dramatic playmaker, somebody who can go out and make plays. So that's why I have my hat tipped off, or my hat or my cards in play for Ezekiel Elliott of the world. Now, if we do decide to go with like a defensive minded player, that second pick that we have should be hands down. That should be Derrick Henry, if he's out there. And this is why Derrick Henry will bring a different element to the team. He will bring actually a a time of possession type of player, somebody who can run the gaps, hold the clock, wear down the opposition, and keep the ball rolling for us. But at the same token, yes, we do have Alfred Morris, we do have Darren McFadden, who's out there who can play for us and this sort of thing. But at the same time, I would rather for the team to go with a player with the likings of a Travis Henry or a Ezekiel Elliott. But like I say, all my cards are on the table for Ezekiel Elliott. And like I say, shout out to the 4 subscribers I have now. I gained a subscriber today. I really like that. They let me know that I'm doing something right. But neither here nor there. When we talking about the Cowboys, or we talking about NFL in general, the NFL is such a fickle process. It's such a fickle league, meaning fickle in the aspect of no one never knows. And outside of the Denver Broncos nations that are out there, no one knew that they were going to win the Super Bowl. No one knew in week, I believe it was like week 13 or week 12 that they bench, or it could have been earlier, that they bench Peyton Manning. No one, everybody had their mind made up that it was the end for Peyton Manning. But neither here nor there, they was able to shift themselves to another level and push themselves over to win the Super Bowl. And can my Cowboys do the same thing? Certainly, certainly it can happen. It just, like I say, no one knew when. Well, I guess when the Patriots was 19 and was 18-0 or something like that, and the Giants just kind of shook up some things and made it to the playoff, and I believe they made it wild card that year, and went on ahead and won the Super Bowl. Now, one could argue that if Dez Bryant, well, he did catch the ball, but 2014, that's many days beyond now. But one could say if Dez Bryant held on to the ball, which we all knew that he did, and it was a catch, fumble, catch, whatever. If the officials called the game like they saw it on the first play, and we was able to beat the Packers that year, hey, Cowboys could have won the Super Bowl, could be on quest for 7 rings by now. But neither here nor there. That's life, that's football, that's NFL, that's why we love the game. No one can pretty much predict what's going to happen, what's going to be the outcome. I know for sure that I didn't think in a million years that Tony Romo will be hurt. Dez Bryant will be hurt. Orlando Scandrick will be hurt. The rookie that we picked up with the risky pick last year with the second overall pick will be hurt. Greg Hardy would not be able to play for the first 4 games, and then he'll come out and make a splash and then fades away. We didn't know that the who you call the guy that who what we call that guy. I'm lost for words. But the Cowboys, not scouting department, but the Cowboys PR team should have coached Greg Hardy up a little bit and say, hey, when this is your first game back, we need to talk about, hey, we need to show some type of contrition, or we need to show some type of remorse, or we need to show, even if you have to fake it to make it, sometimes there is a necessary evil when you're talking about football teams. But I'm not saying, hey, what Greg Hardy did was right or wrong or what have you. I'm not here to bash Greg Hardy. He's not the reason why Cowboys was 4-12. The reason why Cowboys was 4-12 because they didn't make proper adjustments. Because one can argue that New England lost all of their offensive line. They lost their running back. But they was able to still push themselves to make it to the playoffs, etc. There's some other teams out there that was able to play with their backup quarterbacks and win games. Granted that they didn't win the Super Bowl outside of Denver Broncos, but you kind of feel my drift. But we are where we are. We are where we at. It's a blessing in disguise, and I just hope that the Cowboys manage to pick out a good player down the line that will be beneficial to the team, not just year 1, but year 3, year 4, and also 5 and 6 if possible. This draft, everything hinges on Jason Garrett's career when you talk about this particular draft 2016. I don't have a list with me, but I would say that the Cowboys need to go out and draft that dynamic offensive player who can stretch the field, make plays, make adjustments when being blitzed and this sort of thing. And this is the reason why I say this. It's because it's time. It's time for the Cowboys to step out, show up. I know I'm on a tirade now, but it's just what it is, What else we want to go over? Free agency. Look for the Cowboys after the draft to pick up some other players to fill in the gap, like the Cromarties of the world. Who else out there? If they can get Cromartie, or if they can get a different safety out there, and this is after the draft, and this is just like fillers to make sure that when this season comes about, that that they'll be ready for injuries and this sort of thing. And also think about this too as well. Everybody was like, Kellen Moore this, Kellen Moore that. He's too small to play. What I saw with my eyes is that I saw a player, not a young Tony Romo, but I saw a player that was just thrown into the offense. He didn't have the off season time to make preparations. And the coaches outside of Scott Linehan didn't trust him all the way. But I say keep your eyes and ears out on the watch for Kellen Moore this off season. Take a look at him at camp and this sort of thing. Watch how precise he's going to be. I've put him in the likings of more so like a Kurt Warner type. He can't get away from not too quick to scramble and this sort of thing. But give him a chance. Give him a chance, and we'll see how they'll play out this off season by him being more involved with the players like the Terrence Williams of the worlds and Dez Bryant's and the Butler kid, and even Lucky Whitehead. They're gonna have some type of plays for him to stretch the field this year. And thank you all for listening. If you liked the video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. May God bless. Peace.